Hey everybody, what is going on? It is Dunbar Snack Bar here with MLB 13 The Show, and we have got just a little over a month left to go here before we reach, let's see, yeah, we got about 40 or so games left to go before we reach the postseason here for the Kevin Millar Road to Glory. So I'm really excited about what's going to be happening in that one. Facing an American League East opponent here in the Tampa Bay Rays. Now, they're third in the American League East. The Blue Jays are second, but we have such a huge gap between them. I think we're looking at like 20 games or something like that between first and second in the American League East. Now, I know that with the Red Sox here, we have a lot of weapons that, you wouldn't go ahead and see the Red Sox have on a regular basis. So, besides Kevin Millar, who's obviously been doing great this entire season, you've also got Steven Strasburg. So him and I are in the front runner, or are both front runners right now for Cy Young, and oh wow, took him out. And yeah, we're like neck and neck for a lot of stats. So when you have two great players like that, of course it's going to influence your team's record here. So him, we've got Jason Hayward on our team as well. He was picked up, I think, off of free agency. Actually, yes, he is a free agent in the offseason. So that's really kind of bolstered our team a little bit in this one. And you'll see a few other players kind of on different teams that kind of rebalances things quite a bit. Like, for example, the Rays definitely loaded up here between the 2013 and 2014 offseason. Like, Brian McCann is on their team. It seems like the Braves are just taken apart. But, you'll see a few other guys here in this game as well. And then, just with some other teams. It's actually kind of crazy when you think about all the changes that were made. Because a lot of these free agent players who go to different teams, you figure, that is a franchise guy. They're going to do just about anything they can to keep him. Plus, that player would, probably want to stay with that team. So, I don't know. It's been very, very different playing this particular, mode of the game because... whether it be Lou Gehrig's Road to Glory or it's Kevin Millar's Road to Glory, everything just seems a lot different at points here. So, but Kevin Millar still rocking 4 pitches. The 12-6 curve is sitting mid-70s right now, so I'm going to try to throw it a little bit more. However, I don't want to throw it too often because I have noticed that the few times that I have thrown it, ground ball out, which is totally fine. Do not get me wrong. I'm glad that I get ground ball outs with it. That's one of the reasons why I decided to go with that one here, besides what you guys voted. But it's very inaccurate. So, like, I'll go ahead and I'll throw it on, like, inside part of the plate, but it'll drift, or I'll throw it accidentally to the outside. So I need to make sure that I get the control part of it up all the way before I feel comfortable really including it here in my full repertoire of pitches. You just got to be smart about it. I've already kind of formulated a pattern, so it is going to be tough for me to introduce that, I think, because I throw the knuckleball quite a bit. I did make the return of Kevin Millar. I wanted him to be a knuckleball pitcher, and I've noticed since I started doing the Kevin Millar series, I did throw the knuckleball quite a bit, and I've drifted away from it. Especially when I got that velocity on my four-seam fastball to be maxed out. So I'm throwing like 102 miles an hour. And, if there's 2 strikes, there's a lot of times where I'm going to throw the ball inside because I know it's tough for the computer to hit a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, as it would be for anybody else when it's that far inside. So, usually it's like knuckleball, knuckleball, fastball. Or knuckleball, knuckleball, slider. Or... just a lot of things in here. But, I want to make sure that I focus on the knuckleball since that's what I made him to be. And it was like I mentioned in the last Kevin Millar video. It has been kind of frustrating being a knuckleball pitcher because of the amount of inconsistency that you have. So, like, this game has just been great with the knuckleball. We're in inning number 5. Knuckleball's been pretty solid. There's been a few of them that have gone outside of the strike zone, but that's normal. In fact, the ratio here of strikes to balls per pitch, I've had a lot more strikes with the knuckleball than I've had with, like, the slider. And that's kind of rare for me to be able to say that, but, this is one of those games where things are just going really, really well for Kevin Millar. But you know, I go a few games ago here where I had that loss, and the knuckleball just wasn't there at all. So it's the inconsistency that I think that it has kind of, you know, got me away from throwing the knuckleball as much as I had originally anticipated. Plus, a lot of hits off of it too. I get more hits off of my knuckleball than anything else. And I know part of it is because I don't throw it all the time, and so the efficiency level here, which is what I'm going to call that blue meter right underneath the pitch, because I can't remember exactly what it's called, fluctuates quite a bit on the knuckleball, more than anything else, because it is my primary pitch. Now, if I had like the four-seam fastball and the knuckleball switched around, I think knuckleball almost all the time would be maxed out. Four-seam fastball, maybe not so much, but I don't know. Kind of, I mean, since this is the first time, and hey, that is my first strikeout here with the 12-6 curve, I think. I mean, since this is my first time really diving into the show, because I played 2K for the longest time, and again, I'm glad I made the switch. So if some of you are still on the fence, I don't know how many people would still be on the fence 5 months after the game came out about which one that you would want to get. If you have the option, get this. I mean, I've been, you know, pleasantly surprised with this game. I shouldn't say surprised because I knew it was a superior game to 2K, but anyway. So I don't know. Like, I'm kind of thinking about what I want to do next year. And it's going to be changing all again, like next gen, stuff like that. I hope that we get some type of information on what the show's going to be like on next gen. I'm really excited about it, actually. And I'm kind of wondering what's going to happen on Xbox One, because there hasn't been anything, of course, from EA. And some people were speculating, well, when Xbox One comes out, EA will release, you know, a game like MVP Baseball again or something, but I don't know. But yeah, I'm already starting to plan. I'm a planner. You guys know that. Like, with every single mode that I do, I usually have stuff mapped out, you know, months before. I really haven't solidified yet what I'm going to do for NBA, but I don't know. I'll probably do that here on this this little vacation I have coming up, which, oh man, it cannot come fast enough. But anyway, I can't remember where I was going to go with this. But, oh, yeah, so I know I had mentioned this previously about how I think I'm going to do 100% historical people for Road to the Show. So, you know, a position player, I've already got it mapped out here who I'm going to do for the position player. I'm not going to release anything quite yet, you know, or announce. I shouldn't say release. I mean, come on, it's not like they walk through each other. It's not like I'm like that, you know, interesting or anything like that, where it's like, oh, Dunbar's gonna release some information on something. No, I mean, like, not gonna announce anything quite yet. That was the word that I think would be more appropriate. But I don't know, like, after watching a little bit of Eastbound and Down, I was kind of thinking of, like, it might actually be cool if I make Kenny Powers as a closer. But I don't know. I'm kind of deciding what I want to do for the pitcher aspect next year. If I want to do a starter or if I want to do a closer. I mean, there are some advantages here to being a starter versus a closer. But I don't know. A lot more games that I'd have to go through. That's the second time he's been taken out. And I think by the same batter, too. I don't know if he keeps doing that. I might just have to throw at him. McCann pops straight up here. But I don't know. I've had a few pitchers that I want to go ahead and maybe pitch as. Just kind of go over some history and stuff like that I do with Lou Gehrig every once in a while. But I was glad that I chose Lou Gehrig as the first player because of him being my all-time favorite baseball player, for what he represents with me. I mean, you know, you guys have heard it here. You know, when times were tough, he still said everything was great for him and really focused on the good things. And that's something I wish I could adopt a little bit more. Like with the Lou Gehrig video that I did recently, just letting you guys know my problems and stuff that are going on and my frustrations with things. You know, a little bit after I did that, you know, I was kind of thinking about Lou Gehrig. I'm like, Lou wouldn't have done that. He would have just gutted out, not really told anybody anything, but just focused on good stuff instead. So I'm thinking for the next Lou Gehrig, I'm going to focus on the good stuff that's going on here. Just kind of talk about that a little bit. Or I might save it for a Kevin Millar video. I don't know. But, all right, so we're getting late in the game here. Kevin Millar has yet to allow a run. Only a few hits here have been hit against him by a Rays team that definitely has a lot of potential. So this one going deep into right field. That one is going to stay fair. That will be a home run. And here I go, having to jinx myself, saying things are going great for Kevin Millar. And I give up a run here. So 3-1, top of the 8th still. That was just right over the heart of the plate. That's not where I wanted it to be. But a little ground out here. So we've just got 1 out left to go here in inning number 8. And then we'll head into the 9th. Hopefully I can get a complete game. I know, of course, I won't get this shutout or anything like that. But just a deep fly ball in the right. That one will be caught. Inning done and over with here. So we'll just get prepped up for the 9th inning, which I will not be a part of. And because I got pulled, Aceves gave up 2 runs in the 9th, and it went into extra innings. And Tampa Bay ended up winning. They should have kept me in. Should have not pulled me. Brian McCann gets player of the game. That's so weird to see Brian McCann with the Rays. Anyway, you guys, thanks for watching this. I sure do appreciate it. More Kevin Millar to come later on, so make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, all that great jazz. Just check the description below. But you guys are phenomenal people. You really are. Thank you again. And as always, I hope you guys have a good one.